Alright, so the title of this video might be a bit confusing. I see a ton of videos out there for tips for outdoors and tips for indoor play. But this video is a bit different. These are tips that both players can use, and these are tips that you don't really think about when you're playing. So these are my 5 obscure tips for airsoft. Alright, so my first obscure tip is to look through holes and walls in cracks and barricades. Unluckily, I didn't have footage of this, but a couple of days ago I was playing at Poco Loco, which is my home field, and the gameplay you see up now. There are these metal sheets in the ground that have little cracks in them where you can see where the enemies are. I looked through one of the cracks, they didn't know I was looking at them, and there was 3 enemies right in front of me. Since I knew where they were, I was able to give out information to my team so we could all take them out. They did not know where we were because I could see them through the cracks and they could not see me. Most fields don't allow you to shoot through cracks, but you can still see through them and give out information to your team or to keep to yourself to take them out. The second obscure tip is to use grenades wisely. Say you're on the right side of the castle and the enemy is in the middle of the castle. Most players will throw the grenade at the enemy's feet, causing them to run away, or throw the grenade in a safe direction where no one would get hit. When they run away though, they go into a safe direction where you cannot shoot them. If you throw it to the left of them and you're on the right of the castle, they are forced to run right, where when they're running, you can shoot them. I don't usually see a lot of players doing this. Instead, they just throw them at their feet, hoping that they wouldn't move and wouldn't have time to run away, or they wouldn't throw the grenade away into a safe spot. This is false, however. For most times, me and my teammates are able to escape a grenade if it hasn't been cooked for a long time. You can also bounce grenades off walls to get into angles that you usually can't when just throwing it straight. This next tip, I see people never using this. This is using hand signals. All the time when I'm going to cover someone, or they're going to cover me, or I'm running to a rock, they always have to tell me using their voice. This is not good because if there's an enemy near us, they know exactly where we are. And if there's a countdown to something, like if I'm going to cover them, they're going to run. They know exactly when to push and when to peek and when to shoot me. So the thing with this is to use hand signals. So they don't know when you're going to push. You can just count with your fingers like 3, 2, 1 when you want someone to cover you. And then when you're going to run to a rock, you point what rock you're going to run to. You don't have to use your voice all the time, especially if you're trying to play stealthy. I just want to let you guys know that last take I did, or the last tip I did, that was 1 take. Usually take me 5 or 10 takes. This take I just did, like this tip right now, it took me like 7 takes and my phone just died. So this just shows you how lucky I just was. But anyways, the next tip is to use the same magazines as your friends. If you're running an M4 and your friend has an AK magazine and you run out of ammo, you can't use this magazine because it's an AK mag. And you don't want to be the annoying person who asks everyone to borrow stuff. So you really want your friends to use the same guns as you and the same magazines as you, just so that you don't seem annoying. You don't all have to use M4s. There's other M4 alternatives like my personal FN Scar or a CZ Bren. But usually I'd like to use the same magazines as my friends so that we could all share. Also use the same BBs so that you don't have to adjust to hop up every single time they use the new magazine. The last tip for this video is as soon as the round starts, as soon as the game starts, just sprint. At full speed, just sprint up as far as you can. You might get shot, but if you don't, you got far up cover, and the other team is pushed back closer to their spawn than your team is. And then your team starts pushing up, and the other team is cornered closer to their spawn. Airsoft, in especially team deathmatch, is kind of like tug of war. You're always fighting for the middle spot, and the more room you have in your spawn area, the better you are and the better your team's gonna perform, because the more cramped up they are, the more kills that you guys can get, and the more pushback in their spawn and pressure they can get. So the quicker you get up and pressure them, the better. And don't be scared of getting shot. It doesn't hurt that bad. And that's all for this video. Please let me know what obscure tips you have in the comments below. Thank you, Fake Productions, for the gameplay and for the shout out on your channel. Go subscribe to him. His channel is in the description. And thank you guys for watching.